Hi wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel. So glad to have you here, guys. So today I wanted to discuss a couple of things, but first things first, I wanted to tell you a story. I thought it was kind of funny, and so it happened on Halloween. Okay, so while I was teaching, okay, it actually doesn't tie into the today's topic, but I will tell it anyways because I thought it was really funny. Anyway, so it happened on Halloween, right? And one of my students, he's like an older gentleman, right? And basically, our class got interrupted because someone knocked on his door, right? And so he was like, I'm so sorry, you know, do you mind if I answer it? I said, yeah, it's okay, of course, go right ahead, right? And so he forgot that it was Halloween, right? And so he opened the door and he saw kids, like, you know, asking him for candy, right? And so that's in Latvia, right? So they used to actually not do Halloween in Latvia. I don't know when they started doing it, okay? But I remember as a kid when I was there, right? And I left pretty early. I left to America, right? But when I was a kid in Latvia, we definitely didn't celebrate Halloween, okay? So it must be a recent thing, you know. So anyways, so also, right, what I want to mention is that Halloween is a pagan holiday, okay? It's not godly, okay? It's anti-God. You guys can look up the history behind it, okay? And you know, just everything you can learn about, like why people are wearing costumes and things like that, right? And why kids how it got started in the first place. So there's like an interesting story behind that, basically, right? But we're not gonna go into it in this video. So anyway, so he and he's like, oh my goodness, I have no candy, right? So he just takes a whole he takes a box that's filled with chocolates and he gives it to them. And so he comes back, right? And was like, he's like, oh, it's just some, you know, kids that just came to see me, right? Asking for candy. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I didn't have any candy, and so I just gave them some chocolates, right? And he's like, it's like a box, an entire box. And I just started laughing. I was like, well, what are you gonna do when the next ones arrive? You know? And he just like smiled at me. He's like, good point. And I was like, you're like the Halloween Grinch, you know? And he was like, he looked a bit confused. I was like, do you know who Grinch is? And he's like, no. I was like, oh, okay. It's like I told him about the Jim Carrey movie, right? I told him it was kind of cute, right? And basically, you know, I told him to go watch it. It's funny, you know, but it's about Christmas, you know, not Halloween. So anyways, and so then he got another knock on the door. And he's like, shh. He's like, I'm gonna pretend I'm not there. So it was so funny. I was like, oh my god, this guy is hilarious. Like a lot of my classes are like this, you know, they're so funny, and like there's like a lot of laughter, you know, and because life is not that serious, you know. It really isn't, you know. And like taking classes, it shouldn't be so serious, you know. I know a lot of teachers, they make it into something that's extremely serious, right? But that's because it's kind of like their personality, right? So everyone has a different personality, and like, I don't know, we all kind of incorporate that into our sessions, right? And so yeah, anyway, so that's why I think getting the right teacher matters so much too, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so back to this topic, right? So today's topic, right? I hope you guys are doing really well, okay? What else? So yeah, I'm going to talk about, I usually like to, you know, either enlighten or educate or you know, inform, or just you know, I like to teach, right? I want you guys to, at the end of my videos, I want you guys to leave with something, you know, with something that's important for you, with something that's eye-opening, right? Or something that changes your life in one way or another. Of course, positively changes your life, right? And so I always think before, you know, the way that I get my video topics, right, is usually through downloads, so when I'm in a really, really good state, it's the topics just kind of start pouring in, and sometimes I get so many that I just start writing them all down, so that's usually how I get my video topics. Okay, so it's sort of like, getting it from source, right? And so like, what do you want me to talk about, and so that's how I look at it. And so that's what, that's what I'm doing. But today, this video is going to be about the chosen ones, okay? So people of God, right? The chosen ones. And, many people are called, right? But not everyone is chosen. And I think most chosen ones, right? Or you, this video is going to be about you, if you're a chosen one, right? And if you're not, I think you can still learn a lot from this video because... perhaps maybe you're, well, first of all, to encounter a chosen one is very rare, right? It's extremely, extremely rare. There aren't too many people that are chosen by God, right? And so they're like, they're exactly like a celebrity, only in the spiritual realm, right? And so they're very much seen at this time too. Because the reason being is because a lot of them have had spiritual awakenings, and because of that, they know who they are. They're extremely strong, right? They're extremely difficult to manipulate. It's impossible to manipulate them. It's impossible to trick them. They have very, very high discernment. Their intuition is on point. Some of them, of course, we all have different gifts, right? But some of you guys, I'm sure you have your own gifts, right? So some of you might be able to, I don't know, see energies, right? Some of you are able to even hear thoughts, right? It depends on your individual gifts, right? And so there's that, right? And so keep in mind that the chosen ones are very rare individuals. Okay, so they're like I said, they're like celebrities in the spiritual realm, right? And so at this time, they are very much in their own power. They're stepping into their own power, okay? And people are seeing that, okay? So they are very much, very lit, right, at this time. They're very bright. Their lights are shining extremely bright, okay? And once again, they learn to be in this present state, present moment, right? So they're living their lives in the present moment for the most part, right? Without worrying about the future or the past, right? Although, of course, there's that still sometimes comes up, right? But the chosen ones, they have mastered their minds for the most part, okay? They've come to the enlightenment of themselves, right? And so they're enlightened individuals who are very, very much seen and felt by others, right? And so what this means is that they're going to trigger a lot of people too, okay? So they're going to provoke people. They're going to trigger people. They're like the walking triggers, okay? They're going to draw people to themselves, So I will tell you a story, right? This happened recently, right? And so, actually, no, sorry. I will go back to what I was saying about the present moment, right? And your light. By being in the present moment and by shining so bright, by connecting to your soul, right? You're just you become this vast being, basically. You become this light that is just shining so bright that believe it or not, your energy can heal people, okay? Just by being next to you, people can heal, okay? Literally, okay? And so that's the reason why you will notice that people are extremely drawn to you. Some people, right? So you get either you get the two extremes, right? Some people will lash out, or some people will just be so drawn to you, they'll want to sit around you, they'll want to talk to you just literally about anything, right? and they'll just want to really like be right next to you, you know. So, and a lot of these people, the ones that are doing that, they're very unconscious of even doing that, right? And so a lot of people will just stare, right? So you're a celebrity in the spiritual realm, right? And so people will just stare at you. People will give you really hateful looks, you know. So the demons in people, right, will be very obvious to their eyes, right? So they will stare at you and they will just give you these hateful looks. That's why, guys, like, I don't really particularly like going outside anymore, you know. But at the same time, you have to embrace yourself. You have to embrace this light that's within you, that you yourself worked so hard to, you know, that you worked so hard on achieving, I guess, or no, finding, maybe, I don't know what the right word is, right? But you worked very hard for this light. You worked very hard on your inner self, right? You worked very hard on self-development. You worked very hard, you're still working, right, on certain things, and like emotional regulation, right, and understanding people, understanding yourself, right, and being kinder and being more gentle, and you know, becoming more aware of how you're coming across, right? Of becoming more aware of why people are doing the things that they're doing, right? So there was so much work put into all of this, right? And so that's why your light is just so shiny, right, and bright. And once again, right, people can read energy unconsciously, right? And so they're going to be drawn to you, or they're going to lash out at you because they're not ready to face their demons, right? And also for another reason, okay? Now Jesus, right, the Bible says that your light will be able to cast out people's demons, okay? And so the demons, the demons in people will run, literally run from this light, okay? Because they know that they can be cast out basically by being around you, okay, for long enough. Okay, so that was mentioned in the Bible, okay, and it's very, very true, guys. Okay, sorry about the interruption, and my kiddo just bumped my head, so ouch. I'm like, anyways, but yeah, like, as a mom, trust me, like, if you have a child, if you yourself as a parent, you know fully well that your head is gonna get bumped like a million times. And you know, usually for some reason the child's head doesn't hurt, which is great, right? It's amazing, but your head hurts, you know, and so there's physics, right, involved there. Anyways, but so let's get back to the chosen ones and triggering people, right? And so yes, you can literally you will have the ability to perform miracles, okay? And guys, I do have an interesting story when it comes to this, okay? So I used to have actually I'm still working with this student, right? And so he's a child. He's like 10 years old, you know. He's small, and he used to stutter during our lessons, like stutter really bad, you know. His stuttering was like you know, he was reading and it was extremely apparent, you know. Over time, as we worked together, right, and had our lessons, I just noticed that his stuttering completely disappeared. So that's just something interesting, you know. That's just an interesting observation that I had, you know. And I of course I'm extremely happy for him, and but it's a miracle, you know. It's almost like a miracle, right? Like what happened, you know? Where did the stuttering go? Usually it doesn't just disappear out of nowhere, right? So anyways, so you will be able to perform miracles. And the demons in people know that you can do this with your light, okay? And that's why a lot of them will lash out or run from you, right? Like run, because you know, the demons in them, they know they're you know, their life in that body is numbered, basically, okay? It's going to end very soon, right? If you come around. And so that's why you know, I know the chosen ones have probably been in various different places, right? And the reason being is also curiosity, right? But also the chosen ones are often sent by God. You know, they're kind of like agents, right? But agents of light. They're agents of the darkness, and they're agents of light. And usually, you know, before a blessing or before something that was meant for you, you will get the agents of the devil first, okay? That will be sent your way. And you will notice this too, right? And so, and also there will be agents of the devil that will try to, you know, dim your light. They will try to do everything in their power to dim your light by saying certain things to you, you know, by making you fearful, by putting you back into that state, by putting you back into that fearful state, by putting you back into that worrying state, you know. I just had this happen. There was a lady, right, and my child, he's in a very good shape, right, and he's very pink, his cheeks are pink, and he eats a lot of fruits, vegetables, right, and he's got a very, very healthy appetite, right, like he has had it ever since he was like a small baby. As soon as he was born, basically he eats like a football player, like a professional football player, and he used to like out eat me as a baby, and like I eat enough too, you know, because I work out, right, and I just need the nutrients, right, and so but he ate like more than me, and I was like, baby, like where do you put all of this, you know? Anyways, but so yeah, back to the story, right? The lady, she saw us, right, and we didn't say anything to her, you know. We just went into the store. We wanted to just get the cookies, you know, and you know, the freshly baked cookies that they had, right? They were delicious, and but she had to say something, of course, you know. So she saw us, and I didn't really want to engage with her too much, you know. I just kind of, like, I was being friendly, but, you know, I just wanted to buy and get out, right? And so she's like, does your child take vitamins? And I was like, no, he doesn't. You know, because I have also separate belief about, not belief actually, it's based on research too, okay? But I actually made a video in one of my courses, okay, about vitamins, okay? And so, but maybe I will make a separate video about them, okay? So, but anyway, so I said no to her, right? He doesn't take vitamins. And so she didn't say anything, we just kind of left, right? But anyways, that was kind of like a seed planted, not a good seed also, right? Planted into my head, right? Because now from the agents of darkness, right? And the reason being is because, you know, she didn't look concerned, you know, she just kind of threw it out there. She said something that was completely irrelevant looking at my kid, right? But she made me kind of question, like, wait a minute, you know, like, does he need vitamins? Does he need to eat, you know, more fruits and vegetables? Is he looking pale? You know, so that started like worrying me a bit, right, as a mom. But of course I knew what was happening, right? But if you don't know what's going on, right, then you might fall for a lot of these tactics, you know. So I remember when I was pregnant, I used to get people like this, you know. When I had my baby, you know, I used to get like all kinds of ladies just coming up to me, telling me just random things that would essentially make me worry if I didn't know what was going on, you know. So yeah, you could say that, you know, okay, maybe they were coming from a place of concern, right? I don't think so. No, just based on their energy, no. These people are very low vibrational, and I could tell, you know, I can read energy really well, you know. So yeah, when you're able to discern, when you're able to read energy, right, you become a force to be reckoned with, basically, right? But in a good way, right? And so there's that, right? And anyways, I will tell you another story that happened, right? No, actually a couple more, okay? So, and that relates to what I was saying, right? Just a little while ago, right? But basically the chosen ones become these extremely bright lights, right? And so you cannot hide, okay? I know a lot of you guys will want to hide, or you want to hide, you prefer being isolated, you prefer being alone, right? but you're meant to be seen. You know, you're meant to be seen because you guys are representations of God. You represent God. He works through you. You're God's vessels. You're here to do God's works. Okay. You're not perfect, right? But you are working on yourself, and you are on your way to becoming perfect. You know, I don't know if that's going to be possible in this lifetime. You know, but maybe, I don't know, right? But anyways, you and so you gave your life to God, right? You gave your life to God. You're walking in the light. You have the light, and so a lot of people are going to be drawn to you, right? And so I just had recently, you know, me and my kiddo, we went to the park, right? And there were kindergarten students there, right? And so a whole bunch of them just ran up to us. They circled around us, and they just started like smiling at us and just asking all kinds of questions and just being curious about us, you know, and we shared, you know, and I chatted with them, and surprisingly some of them spoke English, you know, which was kind of interesting, you know, because we're in Bulgaria, right? And so that was interesting. You see, so a lot of events like this will happen, you know, and so that's like your typical day, you know. You're going to be drawing so many different people to you, and they're even going to sometimes be very obnoxious in a way that they get into your space, you know. They might get into your space and like not want to leave, or they will just violate your boundaries on purpose, you know. They will get very close to you, making you feel very uncomfortable, you know. You might just say something to them about it, you know, but they will like lash out at you, right? Or get very offended, basically, right? And you know, this happens to me all the time too, guys, and it's really annoying, you know. And that's the reason why I don't even like to be around a lot of people, you know. I first of all, I don't want this attention on myself, right? I don't want I don't want to like in most cases I just want to be left alone, you know. I want to just go and do my own things with my child, you know. And I'm not looking for attention. I'm not looking for anyone to violate my boundaries, right? I'm not looking for anyone to for any disagreements, or even, you know, if someone lashes out at me for any of that negativity to be thrown at me, you know. So I'm not looking for that. But in most cases, if you're a chosen one, if you carry the light, this is what's gonna happen. And you know, and this is where I will go to another story, right? We just went into a store, okay, and it's a big store that we have here, right? And I don't particularly like going there because the energy is very low. There are a lot of low vibrational individuals there, you know, and you know, it's very apparent, basically, right? When they stare at you, they give you very, very hateful looks for the most part, right? And or they try to do something to get your energy, you know. They try to trigger you. They try to tell you something or do something to provoke you, you know, to get you to react, you know. So you give out your energy, right? And so I try not to react anymore, although sometimes I fail. But I'm working on that, you know. But anyway, so we were in the store, right? And we wanted to get chicken, right? And so there was a guy, and I was waiting in line, right? And there was a guy, and and he said, what would you like, you know? And I said, chicken, please, you know. And so I just came kind of like a little bit like over the, you know, the glass window, right, where they had the chicken, and I wanted to show him which one, right? And so as soon as I came like just a tiny bit closer to him, right, and I didn't even get into his space, right, he just lashed out at me like crazy, you know. And he just started saying, like you're you know. And I was like, whoa. I was like, sir, you need to come down, please. I didn't do anything. I just want to show you the chicken, the right chicken, you know. And anyway, so, and there was another guy before that, and I noticed him too because he just started staring at me, right? And following me around the store too, right? And so he followed me to where the chicken was, right? And he got behind us, right? And so at this moment, my kiddo started like just screaming and crying. And I was really freaked out. I was like, wait, what is going on, right? And I thought that maybe it's this guy, right, that just started lashing out at me because I wanted to show him the right chicken. Okay, you know? And so he got, basically my kid, you know, I was trying to settle my kiddo. I gave him a hug, right? And we walked away, right? And then when he came down, I asked him, well, are you okay? Did this incident scare you? Did this guy scare you, you know? And he said, no, the guy behind us, he grabbed my hand. And I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? Like, what? You know, this is crazy. And so I was stunned, you know, because I didn't see it. You know, I didn't see that because I was distracted by the other guy, right? And so I didn't expect the guy who followed us to grab my child's hand, you know. And so I was shocked. I was really stunned, you know, like, so, yeah. And, you know, so things like this, guys, happen like all the time. And so that's why I think the chosen ones want to stay isolated. They prefer that isolation, just the safety of their house, you know, or nature, the safety of nature, because they don't have to deal with all this nonsense all the time, you know. Honestly, they just want to be left alone. They want to just, I know if you guys, if you're a chosen one, right, you don't go out there screaming, you know, from I don't know, screaming at the top of your head that you're a chosen one, you know? No, you are not, you don't say that, right? In most cases, guys, like, when people have to scream something or say that they're something all the time, then usually they're not it, right? And so true chosen ones, they let their light speak for themselves, right? And so they let their work speak for themselves. They let their actions even speak for themselves, right? Although our actions are not always perfect, okay? Just remember that. Especially if you got like a fiery temper like me, you know, like I've always had a fiery temper, you know, so if anyone crosses my boundaries, I try to, right now, I'm becoming better at my reactions, but sometimes I can still, I'm not perfect, okay? So yeah. But, so yeah, guys, I don't know. I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't think I have anything to add. I just wanted to tell you this. You know, I wanted to tell you, if you're watching this and if you are that someone who is triggered by that light, then you're probably not aware of even what's happening. You might just base it on not liking that person, right, and taking it personally. Unaware chosen ones might also assume that people don't like them, right? And so that's why, you know, certain people go into conflicts with you, right, for no particular reason. But it's your light, okay? It's your light that is triggering them, okay? You can do miracles with your energy, with your light. You can cast out people's demons. You can heal them. You can cause spiritual awakenings in people, okay? And so just being around in a particular area, you can create extreme positive change, okay? So people that are living even around you, right, and people that are in your vicinity, they can start changing, okay? So it's your light is extremely powerful, okay? You are you're a rebel, you know, you're a rebel, you're a change maker, and you came here to clean up this planet. You came here to awaken people. You came here to shine your light. You came here to heal. You came here to clean up the dark environment that's been created, that has been here for centuries, you know, and so all of that is about to change. And it's actually changing right now. And a lot of people are not going to like it, but ultimately it's for their own good, you know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and much love to you.